Dear students, now we'll see motional EMF induced in a rotating rod or rotating bar. So here it is given a uniform magnetic field B bar, and the magnetic field is vertically downwards. So this is a magnetic field is given. Now a rod or a bar is given. So the length of the rod, it is given total L. This total length of the rod, it is given L. Well, the free ends, let it this O, and this point is P. This rod, it is fixed at point O in such a way that based on this point O, then this rod, it is rotating like this. So let us consider this rod is moving with a certain constant angular velocity omega. So this rod, it is moving perpendicular to this magnetic field, and this is the direction of the magnetic field, and the velocity of the vector, it is along tangent direction. If it is rotating means it will make a circular motion. So at any point, what is the direction of the velocity? Along its tangent. So the tangent direction and the magnetic field and even this length of the conductor also, it will be 3 are perpendicular to each other. So now if the rod is rotating in the magnetic field of length L based on the point O, how much EMF is induced in this rod, now we are going to calculate. So when the EMF is induced, whenever the change in the flux in a conductor or in a closed loop, here it is not closed loop, just it is a conductor length, it is L, it is rotating in the magnetic field, means whenever this rod it is rotating, then what is going to do is this length of the conductor is continuously cutting the magnetic field lines. So this length of the conductor is cutting the magnetic field lines, means automatically induced EMF is produced. So we cannot calculate directly for whole length of the bar because it is not point object. So for that, what we should take, first I will take the elemental length of the rod. This elemental length, it is a dx, and from the point O, this element, it is at a distance x. Now along this whole length, this element also, it is moving with velocity v. Means it is also moving, means it will make a circular motion. So for this element, this is the motion of this element. So the what is the center? Center, it is at point O. And what is this radius? Radius, it is x. So first we'll calculate how much EMF induced on this elemental length. So later we'll apply integration concept for whole induced EMF induced on this whole length. So first, the induced EMF on element or segment, we call, what is the length of the segment? It is a dx. So we can write it is a elemental induced EMF because it is only like a point object. DE is equal to, what is the formula? BVL. What is this L? Length of this object, it is a dx. So BV, it is a constant, and what is the length of that element? It is a dx. So this much amount of induced EMF is induced on this element. Now we will apply the integration to get total EMF. Therefore the total induced EMF on rotating bar is given as induced EMF is equal to integration dE. Integration. So from where to where we have to apply the limits. So here what is the axis of rotation? About point O. So based on the point O, it is continuously rotating, means from this end to this end we have to apply the limits. So this is a 0, and from this point to this point, what is the total length? 0 to L, and dE is BV dx. Here we need to calculate the V from this diagram. Here this element, it is making circular motion with radius how much? X. So here there is a relation one with constant angular velocity is omega, and we know the linear velocity is equal to V is equal to, generally if it is a radius, R into omega. Here what is the radius? It is X into omega. So this is a relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. So here V we can write integration 0 to L B into X omega into dx. So what is going to what are the variable here? X and dx. So we can write EMF E is equal to, we can write B omega or constants, integration 0 to L X dx. So if you apply the integration, B omega x square by 2, limits 0 L. So after applying the limits, what we will get? 1 by 2 B L square omega. So this is the one of the important expression. So directly we can use in the rotating bar in uniform magnetic field of B L square omega. Here L is the length of the rod and omega is the angular velocity of that rod, and B is the magnetic field. So directly you can use this expression, and in another way also we can derive this expression. Let's see method 2. Here rod is rotating, so at any instant, this is magnetic field. At any instant, here this is a rod, this is point A. So the rod, it is rotating in this direction. So at any instant, suppose this is the area covered by this rod. So let this be. So it at any instant, this rod covers this area. So what we call this is the sector. So here we need to calculate the flux initially. So flux phi is equal to BA cos theta. Here theta is 0 degrees, and here from A to B the rod makes certain angle theta, or angular displacement, it is a theta. The rod, it is moving with a constant angular velocity omega in the magnetic field. So flux I am calculating BA cos theta. Cos theta is 0 degrees because here this is the area covered by the loop in certain time interval. So what is the area vector for this one? It is vertically downwards, and magnetic field also it is downwards. So both are in the same direction. Then in that case theta is equal to 0 degrees. That's why I am not writing BA cos theta. Cos theta is equal to 1. So now B into what is the area of this sector covered in that particular interval? Area of the vector, sorry, area of the sector of L square theta. What is this L? L is the length of the rod. This is the area of the sector. So now phi is equal to half B L square theta. Now we'll calculate the magnitude of induced EMF d phi by dt. So constant I will write B L square, it is a constant. Theta is going to vary, we can write d phi by dt. So d phi by dt is, sorry, d theta by dt we can write omega. So magnitude of induced EMF we can write half B L square omega. So this is the one more way without using any integration concept. So in both the cases we are getting the same expression.